And in 5, 4, 3, 2. There it is. Okay, good. Sound is on. It's going good. Welcome, everybody. Again, this is HHW's Home Kitchen coming to you live and where we make food in real time. Today, we're going to make a wonderful dish that Happy Healthy Wife and myself both really love. From Korea, actually. We have a lot of Korean restaurants in the area. We've had a lot of times in the area. Looked online for a recipe that kind of looked like it would work. We've had it a few times and we just love this recipe, although this day is a little different. Now, although, I've seen my fair share of Korean stuff, some Korean dramas, I don't really like those, seen some K-pop. I am not fluent in Korean, do not know any bit of Korean, so excuse my pronunciation, but this Korean soft tofu soup, I believe it's pronounced jjigae. So that's what we're making today. A wonderful, nice little jjigae that is going to be very flavorful, very powerful, and a soup that we really love. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the reasons why we like doing this is because, it gets a chance to let you share the kind of foods that we are making. And today is no exception. Today we are preparing jjigae. Now, when I first started making this dish, oh no, we don't need this yet. What am I thinking? I gotta prepare the stuff first. Gotta prepare some of the beef. So we're gonna do beef and mushroom in our sundubu. Now, you don't wanna say sundubu soup, because that's like saying ATM machine or chicken noodle soup. And you wouldn't do that, would you? Chicken noodle soup. No. So, jjigae. So we are going to use a pound of beef. Now that might be a little bit much, but this is how I store the beef and a pound of beef setup. Let me switch into there you go. So you can see the pound of beef. So I buy a whole bunch of thin sliced beef that I use for steak and stir fry and those kinds of things. And this, you can see date, bought this one February 16th. Then packaged in a vacuum sealer and froze it. And a couple days ago, I took it out of the freezer, put it in the refrigerator, because I knew we were going to use it today. Let's see. So we're going to do some of the mushrooms and all of the steak. I have some of the mushrooms. I have more mushrooms than I need. These mushrooms, we like the baby bellas. We use them for later. Now, very common in jjigae is to have seafood. My wife loves the seafood version too, and sometimes I have used clams. I forgot. I used to buy clams and use that in the jjigae. But today I don't have the clams. I can use shrimp, but shrimp and beef, yeah. Some very popular is just all seafood. Shrimp, mussels, clams, lots of different shelled seafood go into it. That's always a good combination, but we're not going to do that. We're doing a beef and mushroom, because that's the one that I like. And it's the one that she also likes, too. I know she also likes beautiful seafood as well. And here we go. So I'm going to talk a little about this cooktop that we got in a second, but for now, let's just start preparing the mushrooms. Let's make sure this second camera is good. We're good. So I can do all of them. I'm going to do some of them. Let's see. Maybe about half of them. The other half I'm going to save for later. We're making, it's grilling season. Spring is here, summer's around the corner. Days are getting lighter later. And so it's getting ready for us to barbecue. And I love the barbecue cheeseburgers. And I'll use mushrooms and provolone on my cheeseburgers. Whoops. But today, it's jjigae. Wonderful soup that both Happy Healthy Wife and I love to death. Tastes very good. Now, if you look in the background, maybe you can see. Let me see. Can you see it? I think I've covered it over. You can't see. But there is, in the beginning shot, you can see. And that's actually one of the great things about streaming on YouTube. At any moment you want, you could scroll back, see the beginning, go back, watch the intro, watch anything else you want while I'm doing this, and then come back live too. So, and you can go back and then you can also double speed it to catch back up. I've done that many a time when I've watched live YouTube feeds. No special salt or anything needed. That's a good enough amount of mushrooms. Right there, that's about half the crate or so. Usually I might buy a half a crate, but this is what they had in the store. You can see Baby Bella's. It was a 16-ounce package, so I'm using about half of it, about 8 ounces. And one thing you can say is you can actually never use too many mushrooms. Like spinach, they wilt when you cook and get really small. Let's go ahead and wash these mushrooms. I'm going to take this over with me. I guess maybe I'll give you the tour. Put it on the sink there. You can see the sink. All right, we're just going to wash them up. Get them ready for slicing. Roll soup. Now this soup is wonderful. So in coming up, I'll wait a little bit for that. Some good points coming up. Yeah, wonderful soup that we love. We're using mushrooms and beef. Mushrooms and beef. Again, clams are very commonly used. Now those are clams in the shell usually. It's kind of funny. We used to do those. You'd put them in the shell. You'd put them inside and they would open up as you cook the soup. Very good flavor. But we won't be able to have the flavor of the soup basically when I've seen very similar recreation. And if you are Korean or you know Korean or you have a Korean mom or somebody who is more authentic than what we're about to do, that's fine. That's fine. We're trying to do something that Americans can do. This won't be like exactly what you get in Korea. And that's perfectly fine. We're just going to go ahead and knife it up. I could use my Dash Safe Slice and slice the mushrooms that way. But we're going to go ahead and just knife them up instead. A good old knife. Trying to get it good, make sure you got it good. There we go. All right. And I like to do 2 mushrooms at a time, just nice slices. Don't have to be too thin, super thin, not necessary. If I was going to do super thin, I'd use a Dash Safe Slice, I'll be honest. You can see, get the mushrooms, doing 2 at a time. So there's really not much preparing here. It's mushrooms, beef, and if you look at the recipe, oh, that's right, I didn't click on that yet. But online at happyhealthywife.net, there is the recipe. You can see it. Follow along if you are inclined to do so. Maybe next time, if you didn't do it this time, you can follow along next time you watch the live. But today, it reminds me. I'll do that in a little bit. Yeah, so we're just going to follow the recipe. You can read along the recipe. You got the ingredients we're going. We're going with the mushrooms. Just preparing the mushrooms. And you'll notice as I cook, especially for family, I rarely follow, the mise en place. I rarely ever get everything prepared before I start cooking. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm saying it's actually probably a pretty good idea, especially for you new cooks out there. Mise en place just means you prepare everything beforehand. So like I would take the garlic right now and I would prepare it. I'd get all the ingredients out, measure them before I start cooking. But once you have enough cooking in your background, once you've been cooking long enough, for me, that's around, 35, 40 years. Started cooking when I was a teenager. Started in the very beginning with, as my mom was doing barbecues, I ended up taking over the whole barbecue thing. It was actually back in middle school. I took my first cooking class. Make sure they took my first cooking class in middle school, home ec class. Back then they had food classes at schools. And then in middle school I took a cooking class. Well, I actually cooked, I can't remember, probably dinner. One of those dishes from cooking class for the family, for family dinner, instead of my mom cooking. Because mom cooked every day, except for Sundays. Every Sunday was restaurant dinner. She would cook lunch, later became breakfast. But I remember all those cooking things. All those days of cooking. When my mom would cook Sunday meals, cook breakfast. Not so much anymore. My dad had a very routine regimen on those morning breakfasts. Always the same. All right, so that's the mushrooms. That's going to take care of the vegetable portion of our sundubu jjigae. That's it for the vegetables. And you could add more vegetables if you like. And you can add in whatever you like in your sundubu jjigae. Mainly what's important, see if I can find the red one. Why is it red? It's red to denote beef. So you didn't notice, like, I'm always using the green one. Right here's the green. The green one, this one denotes I'm using vegetables. The red one, the red kind of is for beef, so you don't cross-contaminate. It's a common trope that people do in their homes. We're no exception. All right, so the one thing about these, actually the company is called Out of Air. There's like this little tab right here. I can just actually pull it apart. And it's a little difficult to pull it apart, but we'll do it anyway. And probably should take out the meat knife. Again, trying to not have cross-contamination. There we go, pulled right apart. There it is. Bam. Bam, bam. And yeah, let's take out a meat knife. So now this, you can still use for vegetables, but it's a knife I'm using for meat. Why? It seems to do a better job on meat. Doesn't do a very good job on vegetables because it's kind of thick. This is a great knife if you're doing it on bone. So this is called ribeye round steak. According to, so one of the groceries we go to, Superior Market, and they have different names, kind of strange names sometimes for some of the meat cuts, and this is round ribeye steak. You think it's kind of small. Each one is a really small circle. This is great if you're making steak sandwiches. Steak sandwiches, wonderful size for steak sandwiches. And that's often what I use this for, a nice steak sandwich. Or, like today, it often gets used for stir fry dishes. When I do stir fry, anything stir fry, this is usually the meat I'm pulling out for it. It's thin, so when you cut it, you can cut longer slices instead of cutting thin slices. Some of the slices are a little thicker than others. It'll be okay. Kind of disappointed that some of the slices are thicker than others, but it'll work out. One of the reasons why I buy it, it's cheap. It's cheap. What do I mean by cheap? I mean $5 a pound. Good and cheap. And if you cut them small, I mean, they're not going to be as tender as like a New York steak or a prime rib or ribeye. Any of those cuts, they're not going to be that tender for that. Let me rinse my right hand off because that's the one's going to hold the knife. Well, you know, this works in dishes where the meat, the beef in this case, is not the star. So you have dishes, especially like this soup, beef is not the star. In my opinion, the star is going to be the soft-boiled egg. That's my favorite part of this soup, actually, the soft-boiled egg. The meat, it's there, it's got flavor. It adds flavor to the broth and whatnot, but the star is going to be the soft-boiled egg. If you like your egg yolks runny, and when I was growing up, my mom never made runny eggs. Never. My dad liked them, what they were called was over hard and broken. So you put the egg in the skillet, you cook for a bit, you break the yolk with a spatula, and then you flip it over. That's over hard and broken. So that's how my parents always cooked their flat eggs. Either that or scrambled. When they went to restaurants, there's always scrambled eggs because well, according to my dad, they could never, ever, ever, come on, good slicing knife. They could never, well, let me put it this way. Sometimes when the apples were over hard and broken, it would come out over easy. So they didn't trust the restaurants to get his order right. So he often just went, I'll just go scrambled. They can't mess up scrambled. And restaurants do not mess up scrambled very much at all. So honestly, if this was just the cooking for me, this might be enough beef. Anyway, so my mom would always do those kinds of eggs hard boiled. Or hard boiled. You know, egg yolk was always firm, never runny. My family growing up. But that all changed for me when I spent a summer in Romania. Spent a summer there. Back in my days of proselytizing. Spent a summer in Romania right after the fall of the Communist Party. It was like in 93, I think it was. Yeah. 92, 93. Sophomore year of college. 93. And one thing they had there, first time ever I had a sunny side up egg. And I must say that sunny side up egg that I had, I was like, wow. Really? Sunny side up? Where have you been my whole life? And I realized, oh, I like runny yolks. So after I realized I liked runny yolks, I started, when I cooked eggs for myself, you know, eggs and bacon, pancakes, or eggs, bacon, and toast, eggs, bacon, hash brown toast. My yolks, I try to make them runny. I don't like sunny side up as much because for some reason, like when the whites aren't set, it kind of turns me off, I guess. I mean, I guess I could put up with it, but prefer not to. Instead of that, sunny side up, I liked them over easy. So I learned how to cook eggs over easy. So right in the wheelhouse is this soup. We're gonna try and make a couple soft boiled. Now how you do that is you stick it in the soup in the end, and you cook them for about 4 minutes, and then you take them out. And let the soup continue to cook a little, because the soup is gonna be hot and it'll still continue to cook the egg, even after you take it out. So that's my trick. But for happy healthy wife, she doesn't like a soft boiled egg as much. So she is going to have, Oh, Anthony, welcome. My summer is going good. Sorry, I'm not always looking at the chat. You know, it's a little far from my eyes. You can see I have to lean in. Summer's going good so far. It's only been a week off. First week off of summer. Got some things taken care of. Got some things done. Lots going on. And today we're cooking sundubu jjigae. Welcome, Anthony. Glad you dropped in. So there's the beef. Let me see. Now I'm gonna look at the recipe. I don't remember, do we season or not? I don't think we do. Not really. We're not really gonna season, but you know, I like my beef seasoned. The original recipe doesn't have it seasoned, but that doesn't mean you can't not season your beef. So we'll be back with some salt and some pepper. Now, one of the reasons why I like the electric grinded pepper, because I can do, well, it's fresh ground, and it's one-hand operation. One-handed operation. This way, my dirty hand, this hand is full of meat juices. Don't want it to touch the spices. If I'm trying to use a pepper grinder, it won't work so well. Get the salt. So that's why, if you want fresh ground pepper, one of those pepper grinders is a godsend. And then some salt. Okay, good. Yeah, I have it there too. And a little bit of salt. Yeah, you can be liberal with your salt. There we go. And let's mix it up a bit. All right, so we're pretty much ready to start cooking. to start cooking. We got the beef ready. We got the mushrooms ready. So we are going to use garlic as well. Oh, I should probably get that ready too. But getting that ready is very fast and very easy. You'll see. Get the garlic. Now this actually is quite a bit of beefs. This would be definitely like family of 4 level of beef. Mushrooms, I could have made a little more. You can get the size of them. You know the mushrooms are going to shrink up. But that's going to be a fine set of beef right there. Let's set that aside. Just like as the mushrooms. We'll move them around in a bit. Rinse off my hands. I need the garlic. And I got to get some sesame oil. One thing about I've noticed in the recipes I see online for Korean food, it's also used when I make their Korean short ribs, kalbi, good stuff, is that they use sesame oil. Sesame oil. It adds a very different flavor. Flavor of sesame oil. So we're going to get out some sesame oil now. So I know I said I don't like to do mise en place, but I do tend to get out the ingredients we're going to need right away. Tofu we're going to need too, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. We need some chili pepper flakes. Now, I will tell you that for a long time I didn't know the difference. I have to bring out some garlic between this stuff. Gochujang. Yeah, we got some gochujang here. And again, I don't speak Korean, so if I mispronounce their pepper, please forgive me. But it's gochujang. And for a while, I did not know the difference between gochujang and gochugaru. I'm about to show you the other one. So I've always had gochujang. We like to add it to, I like to add it to, oh, I should have added it to my fried rice today. Happy Healthy Wife makes fried rice. Oh, I should do not a recipe. I should, not a live, but a video, maybe a live, on fried rice. Because Happy Healthy Wife makes a very good fried rice that our daughter really loves. But see, here I have what I learned was they also have, does it say it on here? Oh, let me see. No, it doesn't, but it's on the website. There it was. Gochugaru. Gochugaru. How do they pronounce it? So this is the flakes. It's flaked. How did I learn about the flakes? That was something that happened with Happy Healthy Daughter, because she wanted to make gochujang pasta. And gochujang pasta, that's what she wanted to make. And we had, well, actually we didn't at the time, but we went and bought some gochujang. But what I didn't realize was the recipe called for both gochujang and gochugaru. So later I found, oh, and by the way, I am going to plug them. They are not a sponsor, but if you want to sponsor me, I would really love a good sponsor. But if you've never heard of it's WEEE, an extra E. Is a great place for Asian groceries. And I've tried, they say they have Mexican groceries too. It's a delivery place is what it is. So what they do is they deliver the groceries to you. And that's where I got that's where we often get our Asian foods. There are a lot of really good Japanese, Chinese, Korean foods at and they deliver it. The only downside is, I believe Happy Healthy Wife said you have to actually buy $50 worth of stuff before they'll deliver for free. So you don't want to pay a delivery fee. You gotta buy $50 worth of groceries. But there are certain things that we buy from there. Like I asked her to get some gochugaru. There's also some furitake. It's a Japanese seasoning, rice seasoning that they use. We also get a really good thing is if you have never had a good Chinese hot sauce, let me show you one. You gotta look for the lady. Look for the lady. It's laganma. So the last character, ma means mother. Lao means old. Gan means dry. So anyway, this is a sauce that started in China, where this one is distributed in Los Angeles though, but they actually started making this in China. I heard like there's a whole story behind her. This person actually made the sauce originally, got popular. If you want a good Chinese hot sauce, this is the one you want. Anything by Lao Gan Ma. Lao Gan Ma. Anything by Lao Gan Ma is what you want, because this is a really good. This one has peanuts in it. This is fried chili and oil, but you know the fried chili oil. This is the chili oil you want. We're not using that today. It's not Chinese Day. It's Korean Day, but that is the chili sauce you want if you're having chili from China. If you want to spice up your food from China. Let's see. So we're just double checking to make sure I got everything I really need. We got the oil. We got the salt. We're not going to need that. Maybe we'll need that later. Put the gochujang away. And you might wonder, oh, okay, I'll take it out now. And I bet you go, yeah, you can buy this from me as well. Some soft tofu. Now, if you're just going to the American store, you don't have, this one is extra soft tofu. You don't have to get extra soft tofu. I have made this with just the softest tofu from American grocery stores. But you really, this one is extra soft. It's like silky. Sometimes they're called silken tofu, but it's really silky, a lot better in the soup than, it's better, maybe not a lot, but it is better to have this in the soup than just the soft tofu. But if you can't find the silken tofu, the silken level, just go with the soft. Soft will be fine. But just know that you really, 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 really want this silken stuff. It often also comes in a tube. This is not a tube. This is, hard container. You can see that. But often it comes in a tube. Comes out in a tube. And that's the good stuff. All right, so let's see. Going into the pot is going to be the oil. We're going to put in the garlic, the beef, and I've actually never used gochugaru in this before. I've always used gochujang. So this will be a better fry, I think, than the gochujang. Gochujang is a paste, whereas these are the actual pepper flakes. And if you don't want to put in the pepper flakes, you do not need to. If you don't like spicy food, don't like the Korean spice, a lot of people have it what's called white, which means there's no spice at all. It's just the soup. There's other flavors besides the hot spice. If you don't like the hot spice, then don't do the hot spice. It's a good soup, even without the hot spice. Happy how the wife likes it. Let me see. So all right, so let's go ahead and get the pot out, and we can start the cooking process. I am going to mention the induction burner in a second, but nope, wrong pot. It's too big. Don't need that. We'll do this small pot. There we go. Small pot. There we go. Fits inside the circle. Beautiful. Before I get into this induction cooktop that I got, and by the way, where does this money come from? It comes from viewers like you. Seriously, you guys who watch my videos, who participate in the chat, some people have actually donated. I mean, whatever money I get from doing this channel, it just is right back in. That's why like an improved camera, that came out of the budget from your views. And anytime, you take a look on the links down below. Oh, this product is also in the link down below. I believe about $70, $80 for induction cooktop. Now, if you want to use induction, I am enjoying this. The reason why I really want to use it is because it gives me a place to be. So here, right here in front of you, and I don't have to go back there on the stove. So you can see it right in front when I'm videoing videos. Makes it easier. I do the campfire stove for a while, and that's good. That's gas. I said, oh, why not try induction? See what that's like. So I have two ways to do it here. But this is really nice. I've used it a few times. Made some great dishes like, it's a beautiful segue. Great dishes like harira. So again, I can't pronounce Moroccan, but it's a Moroccan stew that's very good. I just recorded a video on it. It's gonna come out quite a bit later. Lead time is quite a bit. We're still doing actually stuff from last year. I used to thought that was from last year, but anyway. So it's a really good soup, and I just love it. And I would never have known about it if I hadn't just been searching one on the internet for a new food to try. And that brings me to next segment. The next time I do one of these lives, I'm hoping it's going to happen. I have contacted my good friend and companion, Diori, and he is going to come in June 15th. That's right, June 15th next week. So in 2 weeks from today, we'll have a live. He'll come. We're going to share some food. As you know, that's always, I would never have known about one of my new favorites, a Moroccan egg drop soup, harira, if I had not been looking for it. So if, Mr. Jones, Yori comes over, we're gonna cook some good food. I might learn some new tricks and tips from him. Then in exchange, I will have some dishes. I'm still putting together the menu. A menu, that's exactly what it is. It's also gonna be published. Wait a second, let me see something. Okay, everything looks okay. Everything looks okay. Okay. It can go. Okay, just making sure it can turn on. Yes. The one thing about the induction cookware is you're going to tell it's a little loud. It's got a fan in there, and I guess that's why it's loud. You can feel the air coming out of here. I guess it wants to keep whatever's inside a little cool, kind of like your laptop, your computer, desktop. So that's the only drawback. It's a little loud. But it has so many different levels. Let me see if you can, and I push it up a bit. So, in fact, let me zoom into it. Let's do this. This should work. There you go. Full screen. There it is. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Anyway, so right here you can see it's got a panel right here where you can you can change it from temperature. You can go to the heating as well, heat and temperature, either one. Timer, plus minus. So we're gonna go heating. And it starts at 5, it goes up to 10, goes down to 1. What we're cooking today, 5 is good. So we're gonna leave it at 5 for now. Actually, if I switch to that camera, and also make it easier for me to see. Ooh, I almost hit a delete, but not bad. Okay, there we go. So you know what? Instead of moving this, I'm gonna do the opposite of what I should have done in the first place. Watch, I'm going to, there we go. Should have done that in the first place. Beautiful. I'm kind of stickler for lines and whatnot. Oh, there we go. Centered, wonderful. There you go. Back, there you go. So it's already heating up. It's already probably pretty hot in there, actually. Let's see, how much of this, how much you put into this is up to you, basically. They say 1 to 3 tablespoons, depending on your heat level. Since Happy Healthy Wife doesn't like a whole lot of heat, we're probably gonna do like 1 tablespoon. I might even go a half. I mean, she's actually ordered it white before in the Korean restaurants without any of the spice. So, you might do that. Anyway, but yeah. So yeah, induction. So back to Diori coming over. So he's gonna, share some food with me. I'm gonna share some food with him. I have a menu. I'm working on getting a menu set up and actually put it on the website so he can see it. Get a menu so that he can choose from different foods, because I'll even mention out some of the more the family favorites on there, things that we like, some good stuff. So it'll be a nice food exchange. That's what it's gonna be. So let's see how hot this is. So we're gonna go oil first. That's a good amount of oil. Oh, there it goes, bubbling already. Then we're gonna put in the garlic. Oh, that's already hot. Okay. Going all the way down to 1. So you can see one thing about using this oil is called sesame oil, is that it has a very low smoke point. Woo. So I turn this thing all the way down to the lowest setting, the simmer setting, and we'll see how fast the garlic cooks. Maybe a little too fast. So usually I like to do the aromatics first, which is gonna be the garlic and the jjigae. That makes this good. That makes this flavorful. I got the 1 tablespoon of jjigae ready to go. Boom, in it goes. Next, we'll jump in the meats. Beef, and you can choose whatever. Now, if you were doing seafood, you would not dump in seafood right now. No, you would not be cooking seafood. And then we dump in the mushrooms. I need something to stir with, don't I? I'll need this for later. These, I do not need anymore. I need a stirring rod. Let's use my favorite one. There it is. One good thing about this induction surface cookware, we're gonna pump it back up to 5. And it does go to 10, so this is like not even very hot. Is that, like when I put this pot on the stove, these handles get hot because the flames come around these sides and these handles get hot, too hot to touch. But with the induction cookware I got here, it doesn't do that. All right, this induction cookware is interesting, you. If you're liking what you're seeing with this induction cookware, you know, some people like, you can do a whole stove of it. I'm not gonna go that far. Yeah, but you will, you know, it'll makes it nice to, yeah, now we gotta pump up the heat. All right, let's go. Let me go full blast. There's the tin. So you can see how the tin goes. It'll cook it faster. We don't really need to sit around too much. And I'll kind of look at it a little bit too, see how red it is. Now the other thing is, yeah, it's not very red at all. The other thing is, if I'm going to do jjigae, I could always just put gochujang in the soup in the end and make it spicier for me than for happy, healthy wives. You know, I can spice it up even more. Yeah, so we'll leave it mild spicy for happy, healthy wife. But I can look at it, I can see, I personally probably do 3 tablespoons of this stuff right in there. 3 tablespoons. She just doesn't like spice. She doesn't like her food to be too hot in the spice department. Yeah. The one thing about this induction cookware though is if you do go induction, you must go magnetic cookware. Like the stainless steel pot has a magnetic bottom. How did I know? Or like something else. You have to do it with non-stick cookware as well. You have to make sure you got a magnetic bottom. How do you test it? Glad you asked. Here you go. I took a magnet off the fridge. There you go. Magnet sticks. Magnet sticks this pot. This pot works on the induction cookware, the cook stove. You gotta check every pan. I can check, basically ones that won't work, aluminum. Aluminum will not work. These ones work. This one won't work, won't get hot at all. Maybe like nothing is there. See, magnet doesn't stick. Magnet doesn't stick. So yeah, so you can test your cookware. Oh, I answer you. This is part of the same stainless steel family that this one's in. They came together in a set, so boom, you put it on there. Look at that, it sticks. Magnet is sticking right there. You might be thinking, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams. I don't know why I call this up. I'm thinking, why are you letting the food just sit there on high? Well, because that's what you do with beef. Let it cook. Let's see, I don't think we're gonna have to take it out. Again, basically, I'm cooking like I would cook at home, because I am cooking at home. Funny. But no, I'm cooking like I would cook at home. And so, you know, I just, as it is, usually my recipe is on my phone. I'll be honest, it's on the phone because I have Cozy, a wonderful, again, not sponsored, but Cozy, if you want to sponsor me. Cozy, a great little app on your phone. It'll do foods, it'll do grocery lists and recipes as well. So I just pick out my phone. It also, great feature, it imports from websites too. It doesn't always work perfectly. But you can import the recipe from a website, get all the ingredients, all the instructions right there. copy it right in. Don't have to type it in yourself. Let me double check. Let's see. Stir fry means cook. Yep. Ah, now we're gonna get the broth. That's what I thought. Broth and fish sauce. Yeah, don't have to take it out. Okay, just double check. I don't have to take this out. Now I will say sometimes I like to cook the beef off. I think beef fat off. No, but I don't do that. Usually I do not do that with this soup. One thing that is actually a good trick to learn. It's actually why you drain the ground beef after you cook it. Because honestly, the beef fat doesn't do very good for the flavor of the soup, flavor of what you're cooking, flavor of your dish. But this one, you can see it's a little red. I'll switch it around over here so you can hopefully see it. A little red right over here. That's the jjigae. So if I dump this soup out, it's not soup, it's beef fat. If I dump out that beef fat and what's this one? Sesame oil fat. It's all fat. You're gonna lose that flavor. So it's cooked fairly well. It's all brown. It looks pretty good. You know what? I regretted not doing tasting of my spaghetti sauce yesterday. So we're gonna taste one of these slices. Ugh, having trouble, but we'll get one. There we go. Silly me, I shook it. Don't need to shake, just take one. Oh, you can see the mushrooms are really small now. Here we go. All right, now I do not like, oh, that was too hot to hold. I do not like that. So basically, oh, come on. All right, there we go. So we're gonna leave this one out. Boom. Over here, let the rest of it cook for a bit. It's fine. Just cook it in its fat juices. If you cook all the fat juices off, you're still fine. Just let it cool down a bit. Put the mushrooms back. Got a blow on it. That's good. Good. Stock. Might get more stock. And fish sauce. Yeah. Now, I believe the real thing, if it's Korean cooking, it's you make your own anchovy broth, but we're using this, a Thai fish sauce. It's really good. And we're gonna, it's not enough stock. And how much stock am I supposed to have? Supposed to have, well, 1 cup, that's for a small 1-person portion, but let me get the stock. Sorry, I would have had it earlier had I thought about it, but it's okay. I know you're gonna lose my voice for a minute. It's okay. We'll be back. Take stock. And back. And if you've been watching the channel, you might remember seeing a video, or at least a thumbnail video with this chicken stock. And you're still making this? You're still using this? Yeah, I'm still using it. Because I can't do the thing about rotisserie chicken, it's great for making stock for your soups. It's great for stocks for your soups, but the problem with, the chicken for the family of me and my wife and daughter, even if it's my son, it makes 3 meals. And I don't always want to have 3 rotisserie chicken meals. Don't get me wrong. We love empanadas, except for my son. Empanadas are really good. So basically, I am just eyeballing how much soup I want. I want more. I want to cover the beef. A little more. A little more. A little more. And since I have so much stock, you can see the redness. There we go. That looks good. You can see the redness of the soup from the jjigae. Let's see, and we're gonna put in, now usually I just pour in let's say a tablespoon of fish sauce. And you know, it's practically done. I'll be honest, this soup is practically done. I told you, it doesn't take much. All right, so let's see, this is supposed to be a tablespoon. I just kind of dump it until I find it's right. I don't really taste after, but here we go. There's 1 tablespoon. We need more than a cup, so let's do another tablespoon. This, by the way, has umami flavored in it when you use fish sauce. Because, let me see, does it say what's in it? Anchovies. If you didn't know, anchovies are very much umami flavored. So there, people talk about umami, you hear umami all the time. Fish sauce works. Something else that works that people really poo-pooed is MSG. But that's a whole nother story. So we got the soup going, we gotta let it boil. We're gonna let it simmer. What does the directions say? So yeah, so we pour it in the broth, yep. Add the fish sauce, yep. Bring it to boil and turn it down to a simmer. We're gonna cook for like 3 to 4 minutes. You can see this soup is almost done. We're almost done here. I know, but I do definitely want to bring in my good friend Diori in here. Exchange recipes. I mean, that's how I learned how to enjoy great food that I never had before. Another one example is jambalaya. Hi Piltadar said, I want some jambalaya. And so I said, all right, let me find some jambalaya recipes. Found some recipes. I can't remember why she thought she was gonna like it. It wasn't exactly what she expected. I found the recipe jambalaya, I looked it up. How do you cook jambalaya? What do you do for jambalaya? How does it work? And then I cooked some jambalaya, and I'll tell you, this was like maybe a month, 2 months ago at most. And I found a new favorite food. So I'm all about food exchanges. Jambalaya was so good. I usually don't like shrimp. Well, let me put it this way. I like shrimp as long as the sauce on the shrimp overpowers the flavor of the shrimp. I'll eat shrimp that way. So the spices in jambalaya just really good. And I even enjoyed the shrimp inside the jambalaya. I do like, and you've seen the recipes on my channel. If you've seen the recipe, you've seen I do make cocktail shrimp. Well, I don't really make it. I just take the frozen shrimp, take the cocktail sauce, add some horseradish, and boom, there you go. Wonderfully flavored cocktail shrimp. Easy to cook. You don't even cook. Easy to prepare. You just set it out. Oh, I love it. But why do I love it? Why do I love that and not shrimp other places like in stir-fried rice or princess prawns or like barbecued shrimp? Or if you went to Red Lobster, endless shrimp? Not for me, because it's the flavoring on top of the shrimp. It's gotta be good flavoring. So I don't like shrimp. But in that jambalaya, it was so wonderful. It actually, because it was more of a texture. It wasn't really much shrimp flavor. It had soaked up all the flavor from the broth. Oh, it just tastes so good, that jambalaya. So I'm always looking for new recipes. So I want to start bringing in people. Come here, let them cook their signature dish, and I'll give them some of my signature dishes. I give them a menu, let them see what, pick 3 items from my menu of items, things like tomahawk steak, could be chicken parmesan, could even be something similar as a steak sandwich, whatever they want. Or it could be my French dip, the cheap yet flavorful French dip. Okay, good. We're boiling. All right, let's put it down to simmer. What I learned about here is the simmer is about 2. 3, maybe 2. Let's do 2.5. Let's do 2. There we go. Put the soup down to simmer and let it simmer for 3 minutes. Put on my timer 3 minutes. Look at my clock. There we go. No, when that big hand over there hits the 2, it'll be simmed. And then we'll add in the tofu. Right? That's the next step. And cook it. And we'll taste it. We'll taste it to make sure that it's flavored right. And maybe I don't think I'll need to add salt. There was so much What was that stuff we put in? So much fish sauce. A little higher. I like 2.5 for the simmer I found. There we go. It kind of goes on and off too. Now, there also the recipe person I got this recipe from for this one. You can see there's like, would you like skim off the scum? No. That's scum that she called it. It's not really scum because we're not going to be scummy. Is actually where all the flavor is, all the spice. The gochugaru is right there. You don't want to take that out of your jjigae. Oh, this is a good soup. Yeah, so but back to John Bly, back to Diori. He's gonna come over. We're gonna exchange some foods. I'll have a nice menu. He can choose 3 items. Go for the expensive stuff. Tomahawk steaks, definitely gonna be one of the items on there. Nice tomahawk. Wouldn't you wanna come over, have a nice tomahawk steak? You know, I also like baked potatoes. Something that I haven't shown on the channel before that we like. Takes a bit of doing. But it's bacon wrapped potato wedges. Oh. And with the wonderful honey butter scallions, sauce to dip it in. Oh, that is just so good. Bacon wrapped potato wedges. Woo, think of French fries, although they're thicker, but wrapped in bacon. It is wonderful. Recently did that. But you know, I usually don't, it takes a lot of work to do those. It takes, I'll be honest, it takes more work than a baked potato. It takes more work than the frozen French fries that Happy Healthy Daughter loves. Or the frozen tater tots that we have decided that we like better than the frozen French fries. And sadly, better than my homemade air fried French fries, which are darn good. If you look at the channel, I have that on there. It's very good, very good, very good. But yeah, so that's what we're working on. Bringing people, sharing meals with each other. Some great opportunities, some great food that you can taste what my food tastes like. I mean, I'll probably even put in the party sandwich. Oh, I love that party sandwich. It's especially great for parties. You know, because recently my daughter's been to a few parties, and you know, sometimes I just feel like, and I've been to some parties too, and there was one that I remember specifically. My son's soccer coach had a party. And at the party, they were taking a swim party, nice swimming pool. You know, all the boys for the soccer team were having fun in the swimming pool. And the food there was actually pretty good because barbecue and burgers and dogs, you know, that's pretty good, you know, pretty standard. But a lot of parties I've seen recently, like ordering your Costco pizza. Okay, yeah, you can have Costco pizza. Or ordering some pizza. Or another recent party I heard about. Ordered in a place called The Habit. It's like, it's kind of like, it's not like Cane's, but it does have, you know, like chickens and burgers. It's kind of like your upscale fast food restaurant, I would call it. So we got that, but you know, another one was order in Panda Express. That was what they ordered in for the party. So I'm like thinking, man, you know, Panda Express is kind of expensive. Just make my sandwich. It's easy to make, and it's loved. It's a loved sandwich. You know, it's not hard to do. You know, just make something simple at home. It's going to taste better than fast food most of the time. So we're good. All right, there we go. 3 minutes have been up. All right, so this is nice. Let's sample the soup for a minute. Okay, shall we? Yes, we shall. Before we go ahead and put in the tofu. And we are going to put in the tofu. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty hot. But right here, oh, not hot at all. Ooh, I love that about the induction cookware. Oh, and by the way, anytime I have any items here that I'm using, like this induction cooktop, if you ever want something, I don't have the pots and pans in here, but if you ever want something, it's in the description below. Yes, anything you might want. Wow, let's taste the soup. Yep, can definitely taste the fish sauce in there. Definitely has that fish sauce flavor in there. It's not very spicy, but then again, Happy Healthy Wife didn't want it spicy. If you want it spicier, you add more gochugaru, add more gochujang. That's gonna make it spicy. But that's not really what I'm for in this soup. What is this soup for? Oh, it's the next two things we're adding to the soup. These are the essential items that are really going to make this soup wonderful. Number one, the tofu. All right, let's go get the eggs ready. While I'm getting the tofu ready, let's bring out the eggs. And I'll show my special way to drop in an egg. Eggs. You know, a while ago, long time ago, back over 10 years ago when I lived in a different house, and my wife's parents, Happy Healthy Wife's parents were with us. I was surprised at how fast they would eat eggs. Surprised enough, they cooked eggs a lot. And, you know, in America, it's not like, you know, like usually like a dozen eggs is enough, right? You just buy a dozen eggs and they'll last for a week. No. It wasn't so for my wife's parents. A dozen eggs did not last a week. No. What lasts a week? 5 dozen eggs. I'm not kidding. So I have really come around on the whole egg thing. Although it's not so much a dinner thing. But like we have a new joke in the family. Often like breakfast is leftovers. And I totally approve of this. It might sound like I totally approve of this. Totally approve. It's really funny though. It's like what happens like might have leftover pizza. Might have leftover jambalaya. Leftover harira. Harira, I think is how it's pronounced. Video coming out on that one too. Jambalaya we're gonna make a jambalaya and I'm probably gonna have a video on that one. Still working out the kinks into our favorite. Happy Healthy Daughter didn't like the, what didn't she like? She didn't like the peppers. So, you know, in jambalaya, it's very common. You gotta have pepper. You know, bell pepper, a lot of bell pepper. I liked it. My wife liked it. Happy Healthy Wife loved the bell pepper. But Happy Healthy Daughter wasn't so happy with the pepper flavor. So we changed it out for a pepper that she's more accustomed to enjoying. Same pepper used in the ham and cream cheese pinwheels. You know, the canned Ortega chilies. That's good pepper. She was okay with that one. And she still wasn't quite satisfied with the pepper flavor. Next, I'm probably gonna just chop up some Anaheim chilies and put it in instead of the actual canned version. So I think the dry version will be better. Might even have less pepper flavor. She is not very fond of pepper. Where was I going with that? Jambalaya. Oh yeah, so we're still working on the kinks in the jambalaya recipe. Happy Wife would love the original that I saw and found, and oh, it was so tasty. But Happy Healthy Daughter, not such a big fan. All right, so now we're gonna spoon in the tofu. And you can see, here's the tofu, here's what it looks like here. You can see how soft it is. It is like silk. So we're just gonna spoon it. If we dump it in all at once, like I've done before, Happy Healthy Wife was not amused with that. She was not amused. It's gonna splatter. So you're gonna scoop it in, big chunks. Big chunks are wonderful. It's gonna break up so easily in their soup. All right, now I gotta make sure it gets hot again. Tossed in something that's ice cold, not ice cold, refrigerator cold. Yeah, it's gonna be hot again. Let this cook for a bit. But anyway, so talking about the eggs, the 5 dozen eggs, yeah. True story. Buy 5 dozen eggs at Costco. Anytime mother-in-law, Happy Healthy Wife is coming over, Happy Healthy Wife's mother is coming over, and she's planning to cook or be here for a while. I can see the redness on the top. Good flavor that. We make sure to go to Costco and buy 5 dozen eggs. Actually, right now, let's see, I think we do maybe every other week. Once a month, I buy the 5 dozen eggs from Costco. It's really good, works well. I gotta wait for this to get up to heat, let it simmer a bit. Get another taste, see if I want to add more salt. And there's already some salt on the beef, some pepper on the beef. I don't think I need any more salt. Anyway, so lots of eggs. And so one of the jokes, so like we had jambalaya or harira or, well, not fried rice so much, but pizza even. So I'm trying to think of some of the other things that we have had in the past. Those are the ones that I remember. Anyway, so the joke is like, it's going to be leftovers for breakfast. Just put an egg on it. It's the common thing that we do. You have your jambalaya last night, and you're going to have breakfast the next morning, so you got some jambalaya. Just cook a fried egg and put the fried egg on it. It's not bad, actually. I'll admit, I actually kind of enjoy. Just put an egg on it. It's really kind of funny. Just put an egg on it for breakfast. And now you have your breakfast food. Take your leftovers, have a slice of Chicago deep dish pizza. Just put an egg on it. Well, actually, that's more of an egg on the side, but same idea. It's not bad, actually. You can try that. Just put an egg on it. So what this soup is, we're gonna put an egg in it, right? Put an egg in it. Just let it come on, boil. Let it boil a bit. Nice simmer at 5. Very good, very good. So like 3 or 4 minutes. How much time did I say? Yeah, like 3 or 4 minutes. No. Let's see. Add in big chunks. 4 to 5 minutes. Boom. All right. So yeah, look at the timer. We're good. When that big hand hits the 4, it means we're done. I did teach you one time. Very good character. He was a character. Had a lot of jokes. And so he said like, he found that it's like the easiest way to tell his students when like the break was going to be over is that he would look at the clock and say what number the big hand would be on. So like 10-minute break or 5-minute break, he said, because everybody can figure out when the hand is on the 5. So when the big hand is on the 4, my clock's a little fast, by the way. The big hand is on the 4. That's when we're going to, okay, now we're good. Back down to 2.5. There we go. That's when we're going to put in the eggs. Actually, we're going to taste it first and then put in the eggs. Gotta taste it. So I stirred around a little bit. You're going to stir it a bit. Don't stir too much, though. I like big chunks of tofu. Oh, look at that. Those big chunks of tofu. Yeah, so we're going to put an egg in it because we love eggs. There are lots of things I add eggs to. Well, I used to add eggs to stuffing to make it more rich. The stuffing, but I learned a much better trick. If you ever watched one of my videos, there's a short video on the channel about this. How to make your stuffing taste like it was in the bird without actually being in the bird. One thing though, it does take that you have to be cooking chicken at the same time, or turkey or some animal at the same time. You take the fat juices that come off, that's been in the roaster, an oven definitely. Not when you're frying it on the grill, not when you're frying it, but take those juices from the chicken or the turkey that are coming off in the oven and pour it into your stuffing. Trust me, it elevates that stuffing. I mean, it's made so that I make that stuffing anytime I cook chicken thighs for a long time in the oven, get all those juices, or in the, what is that thing called? The pressure cooker. Now I'm cooking it. Take those juices, put in the stuffing. That stuffing. Now it tastes like it was in the bird because it takes all the fat that you had from the cooking, but it wasn't in the bird, for those of you who are afraid of in the bird stuffing. The other thing is that if you're doing in the bird stuffing, you can only have so much because the cavity is so small to put in stuffing. I know because that's what Grandma did at Thanksgiving. It's like there was the in the bird stuffing, the out of the bird stuffing, because the in the bird stuffing couldn't fit as much as you could in the out of bird stuffing. The in the bird stuffing people loved more. So I fixed that problem. Just take the juices that are coming off the turkey as you're cooking it, pour it into that big batch of stuffing, and bake it in the oven. Then you get your in the bird stuffing flavor and a lot more of it than if you actually had it in the bird. Ooh, so everybody gets in the bird stuffing. It is a wonderful hack, a wonderful trick that you should all do if you're ever cooking chicken or turkey. Buy Mrs. Cubbingson's stuffing. Again, not sponsored, but that is a great stuffing. I found it in Superior, found it in all the main grocery stores. I think it's Cubbins. It's Cub something. There's a Cub in there. All right, now it's time to, taste test the broth. We're going to eat it a decent hour. We're going to eat before 6. I want some of the red hot stuff, so I'm going to get some red, there we go. Some red hot stuff in the broth. Going to taste the broth, make sure this is good. And then we're going to put in the eggs. And in 4 minutes, I'll take mine out. And after 6 or 7 minutes, I'll take hers out. Because, well, if you don't know, eggs in boiling water, 8-minute egg, that is the good hard-boiled egg level. 8-minute egg. Put the egg in for 8 minutes, take it out, put it in an ice water bath. Beautiful hard-boiled egg. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. That's what my uncle said. Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim had the 8-minute egg. That's what he wanted. 8-minute hard-boiled egg. Very good. So I'm gonna, at least 6 minutes, because the other thing is though, is because it's gonna be staying in the hot water bath, even after I scoop it out, that hot water is still gonna cook the egg. So if I do a 4-minute egg, it's nearly not enough, honestly, for boiling the egg. But it's gonna continue cooking once they take it out and put it in the bowl. That was my trick to give myself some time to let this cool. All right, let's try it. Salty. A lot of fish sauce there. But that was a good bite. Or as my friend Frank would say, that soup is so good. That soup. You gotta have that soup. Let's see. Is it back there? Oh, you can't see it because the camera's blocking. Well, this screen right up here is blocking you from seeing it. But there is in the back a big pot of rice. This happy, healthy wife wants some rice with her soup. Does it need salt? No, that doesn't need salt. No, doesn't need salt. It's good. By the way, also you got the mushroom flavor and the beef flavor in the broth as well, all mixing together. Very nicely. So let's put in the egg. Now we're ready to boil the eggs. So again, I'm gonna watch the clock to make sure I don't cook my egg for too long, because I like it silky smooth yolk inside, which means a 4-minute egg, and then you take it out, let it continue to cook. Partly too, because I do not like to eat food really hot. If the food is really hot, I'll wait and let it cool down. So by the time I'm ready to eat the soup, it's gonna be really too hot to eat. That 4-minute egg will become more like a 8-minute egg, because it'll have been cooked. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna drop in the egg. Nope. Why am I putting it in a bowl? Because it's easier to put the egg inside that way. All right, watch my time. With a big hand, oh, it sucks. 2 minutes before 6. I can't see when the big hand hits 6, so that's 6 minutes. Too long for me. Not too long for happy, healthy wife, though. She wants her egg fully cooked. If you like your egg fully cooked, so be it. I'm gonna stop you. But there we go. 2 eggs, wonderful. And if you ever had this soup in the Korean restaurant, you could, I don't know, maybe you go to Korean restaurants. Sundubu jjigae is what it's called. You'll see pictures of it. A really good one to go to. Man, they're expensive. Last time we went, couldn't believe how expensive their sundubu jjigae. It was like 14 bucks, 18 bucks for sundubu jjigae. $18. It's a lot of money. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. So, and it's just basically this soup. Cooking at home, so much cheaper to cook here. So, you had to buy the beef. Again, that beef was only, what, $5 a pound, I said? So that was $5 right there for the beef. Chicken stock, I don't know, 50 cents for all the chicken stock I put in. An egg or 2, not that much. Maybe, I don't know, 50 cents an egg, something like that. Let me see, what else do we put in? The tofu. I bought $3. $3 for that soft tofu. $3. I got 3 more minutes. $3. The fish sauce, man, I use that forever. I've had that and I just keep using it. It's been that, that's even an American store fish sauce, which isn't the best, but it's still there. It's just like anchovies. It's good. The gochugaru, not very expensive. The roasted sesame oil, not very expensive. So, the expensive thing is, the mushrooms. All right, the mushrooms, you got me there. Those are kind of the expensive tickets. Mushrooms, I think it might have been $5 for the whole bag, 5, 6, maybe more. So $3, $4. So a soup that you're paying $18 at BCD Tofu. By the way, they are a good restaurant. We like their beef. And it's a chain. I know we don't really like chains. I don't like to go to chains very much, but they do have a really good sundubu jjigae. It's really good stuff. But we're making this for maybe, I'll just do like the 2 expensive items, like $8. It's like $5 for the beef and another $3. Well, let's say another $5. So $10, take it half, about $5. What would you rather do? $5 made at home soup, which tastes really good, or do your $18 at BCD Tofu House and buy their soup? You can actually buy the whole BCD tofu kit at the. There's a store nearby called Japan Station. I can't remember what it's called exactly, that I bought the tofu from. But you can get that tofu at Weee, W-E-E. Very good place. All right, so you got like a couple more minutes, maybe 1 more minute. Now, let me get the ladle out so I can scoop the soup. Scoop the soup. Yes, into, we like plastic ones. While I'm waiting, what we can also do, you go back. One thing happy healthy wife and I love for breakfast is, let me see, what am I calling it? What do we call it? Soy milk. Oh, crap. There we go. Soy milk. Oh, good stuff. So let me get the soybeans ready for tomorrow's soy milk. It's usually a Sunday morning breakfast part for us. So I take a scoop. I came with the meal mat. Put it in a bowl. And put water in it. Boom, prepped. Let it go overnight. Let it go overnight so that tomorrow has a wonderful soy milk. Now this is the Chinese version of soy milk. It's hot and not sweet. Not like the stuff you buy. It's just straight from soybeans. Not the stuff you buy in the store, the soy milk you buy in the store. This is the real home fresh soy milk. Oh, we love it. So I set that out. There it is. It's just sitting on, it's on the counter over there. You're not going to see it, but it's over there. Set it out, waiting. All right. Oh, sorry. I was going to get a ladle to ladle out my soup. Because the soup, as my friend Frank would say, the soup is so good. It's nice and hot. Warm you up on a cold day. Soup. All right, let's got to find the egg. There's an egg. See, that's an egg there with the tofu as well. One time, we tried to, didn't try to. We have, I don't know if we really fooled him, but kind of jokingly would say. By the way, so in terms of the amount of soup that I make, I kind of increased. If you look on the website, the soup amount there is a 1-person serving, in case you're wondering. The person I stole it from has like a 1-person serving. So I basically, just kind of fumbled my way into a 3-person serving. There we go. I got the rice in the back that I'm not going to bother with. But here we go. My friend Frank will be the soup. The soup is good. Yeah. Soup is very good. Warms you up on a cold day. So I'm going to let this sit here for a minute. And I got to make it pretty, right? So got to make that thumbnail. So, it's thumbnail time, right? It's about time to be over, isn't it? Let's get the egg up to the top. Oh, what was I saying with that? Yeah, so my son, we tricked him. Not tricked him, but we would say, we once gave him tofu and said it's egg whites. He loves egg whites, doesn't like egg yolks. And if you look at the egg whites, let me see, so we got the egg up there. Let me get some of the, there we go. There we go. Okay, that looks good. That's picture worthy. There you go. Picture worthy. And the egg is still cooking. Yeah, I'm letting it cook a little longer. All right, so now it's on the 6, so that's a 6-minute egg right now. I can move the egg down a little bit. But we're setting up, the picture because gotta have the thumbnail. So, you know, as we always do, all the thumbnails are real. There's never any fake food in my thumbnails. This is the real deal. I take a picture of the food because I want you to see the real thing. This is exactly how we made it and exactly what it looks like. Nothing fake here. Now let's see. Don't want any fake. All right, move there we go. The red stuff likes to climb the corner. Kind of moving around. All right, there we go. Now I get the camera warmed up. Put it out to 70 focal length. Get the angle. The angle with the light, perfect. Beautiful. And wait, a little more. And bam. Thumbnail. Beautiful. Beautiful thumbnail. Now actually we're gonna do a different thumbnail, a little slightly different. Ba-bam. Yeah, there it is. The beautiful thumbnail that you'll see later. Maybe I'll do it later tonight. I might have time. We'll see. Do not know. But there is the soup. And of course, with this sundubu jjigae soup, I am going to taste it. So this one, let's see, that's past the 6. That egg is fully cooked. Let's go ahead and put all the way down to 1, the lowest setting. Why? Because happy, healthy wife wants her food hot. So I'm gonna let hers continue to boil. You can see mine's still steaming. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be hard for me to eat. But because this is taste test time, this direction. Okay, good. We are gonna taste it. And I'm gonna see how, and I will show you, I mean, I like to have the egg. Let's see how well I did the egg, the silkiness of the egg. So here you go. So there's more egg white. We're gonna move this because we can. Because it's a burner that can move. Isn't that awesome? Here you go. All right, we're gonna bring it in close. That one, there we go. And boom. Closer so you can see it bigger. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's see if this is silky smooth egg or if it's hard boiled already. Oh, let's take a look. All right, it's not completely silky smooth. It's cooked a little too long, so maybe even 4 minutes might be too long if you like a nice soft boiled egg. You can see it is not fully hard boiled. I'll give you the, oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. See, it's not, it kind of looks like a custard in a way. So I could have gotten away with 3 minutes and done it because the soup is going to cook the egg. Anyway, so let's have some of that luscious yolk, some of the tofu, some of the beef, and of course the mushrooms with all the spice. And I'm gonna blow on it. Why? Because I'm afraid of hot foods burning my mouth and my tongue and my throat. I really do not like the food's hot. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't like the food's hot. It just burns, it just hurts. Why put myself through that? Why? I don't. Oh, wait. Here I am talking to the camera. You can't even see me. That's funny. Do I want to do that one or do I want to do this? Let's do this one. Back to this one. Transition. Boom. There you go. By the way, the software I'm using, oh, it's so good. I forgot what it's called. Streamlabs, that's what it's called. Streamlabs. I used to use ODB. I think that's what it's called. It's good streaming software, good recording software, but Streamlabs, if you want to do live streaming, you want to use Streamlabs. It's a much better experience. Oh, it's so much. OBS? No, it's OBS, right? OBS? No. Streamlabs. I'm even using the free version of Streamlabs. That's right, this is the free version. Small time people don't need to use the expense. If I was making like $1,000 a month, I might buy the full Streamlabs version. Or $2,000 a month, $3,000. I'm not making that much. But what I am making goes back. Look at that. Go back to the channel. Look at that. Nice induction cooktop. Thank you guys. So helpful. Watching my videos. You know, especially my most popular video. Yeah, the Fullstar vegetable chopper. I found a need people like my review, and so that one gets a lot of attention. A little more of the soup. I think it's cool enough. Let's try it. Oh. Oh yeah, that egg. Oh, that egg yolk. Perfectly smooth and silky. Rich in flavor, the egg. Oh. You know, if you like beef, you got the beef. If you prefer seafood, oh, go for the shrimp, go for the clams. Those would be wonderful in here too. Got broth. Just the right amount. That actually, now that you have not just broth itself, but have it with the other stuff, the saltiness of the broth, the anchovy flavor, just adds the extra punch. It doesn't overpower the soup at all. So, you know, using that, I used quite a little bit of the soup, you know, then added, just taste it, see if it has enough umami flavor. And that one certainly did. Mushrooms, mushrooms done nicely. We love a good mushroom. And the silky tofu, let's go over just silky tofu. By the way, if you don't like tofu, this isn't really tofu. I mean, it's not the tofu you've had before. Try it. Tofu is so silky smooth, slides right down your throat, wonderful flavor. Oh. You know, you really gotta get to making the soup. Is the experience of just, oh, that egg yolk. The egg yolk, the silky tofu. I mean, honestly, you can do it with soft tofu, but it's not gonna be as good as silk. If you can definitely go for the silken tofu, it's often found in the tubes. It is the best. That's what, I'm pretty sure that's the sun means in sundubu. Sundubu. Dubu, I'm pretty sure means tofu. Sun means soft, extra soft, silky soft. I'm not sure, you can't translate that directly for you, but sundubu and jjigae is the soup. So sundubu jjigae. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this wonderful soup. I hope you yourself find time in your life to make, or at least go to a Korean restaurant and try this soup. Once you try it once, realize the flavors are just magnificent, and you'll be ready to have and make this soup yourself. Even though I'm not Korean, even though I'm not really using the Korean stuff in here, using lots of mixed stuff that you can find in America, this is an excellent flavored soup that you absolutely want to have. And like my good friend Frank would say, the soup is really good. It's really good. Really good soup. You gotta try the soup. You gotta try the soup. Anyway, that'll do it for me today. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you like anything you want in the description below, everything that I have that I cook with is down there. And maybe someday I'll put a link to Wee in there sometime. But you know, you can just find it. It's weee.com to find all your Asian foods if you need some Asian foods. If they're in your area, they may not be in your area. Anyway, so thanks for hanging out. That's gonna do it for me for today. And we're gonna enjoy wonderful soup. And I'll see you next time when I bring in my good friend Diori and we're cooking up a storm. Some great foods coming your way. I'm doing 3 dishes. He's bringing in a dish. At least we'll talk about his food experience growing up, and we're gonna have a great time. So I'll see you next time in 2 weeks on June 15th.